In Austin, I'm Mark Mullins. After months of shining a spotlight on breakdowns in the Travis County District Attorney's Office that stalled justice, leaving defendants languishing in jail and turning violent ones back onto the streets, there are reforms. Prosecutors are now bringing indictments or taking other action within the 90-day window when a person remains in jail. Here's senior reporter Tony Plahetsky.
Since February, our reporting has shown wide-ranging implications of missed indictment deadlines by the Travis County DA's office. Injustices felt by crime victims, violated rights of the accused, the potential liability to Travis County, and the deportation instead of prosecution of defendants. And while DA Garza did not directly acknowledge the problem, we were told by his office that new policies were put in place to fix it.
It should be readily apparent to all of you that this is not just a one-off situation, that there are multiple cases that this continues to happen specifically in Travis County.
It started in February after the release of 2 murder suspects, after Travis County prosecutors failed to bring an indictment against them in a required 90-day period, outraging victims' families.
There's no way that you go through all of your schooling and all of your trainings to miss 90 days on an indictment of a vicious murder.
But quickly evolving into a firestorm that appeared to catch District Attorney Jose Garza off guard. Do you know how many people are in jail right this minute today who have been there for more than 90 days who have not been indicted?
I do not.
But through an examination of court records, we did know. Over 7 months of investigation, the KVUE Defenders produced a series of reports about missed deadlines by Travis County prosecutors. We told you about cases that sat idle for months, delaying justice to victims like Emily Norris.
It's such an airtight case. You had everything right there in front of you, and for them to drop the ball like that by not formally indicting him is kind of the biggest issue I have.
We brought you the results of an analysis of data that showed prosecutors missed indictment deadlines 263 times in 2024. The very cases DA Garza told us his office reviewed back in February. Are you saying you do believe or don't believe that there is a broader management issue with getting cases in front of a grand jury?
The majority of cases over the last 14 months are cases that were handled appropriately.
But that's not what we found. The cases included that of Mario Mata, a man who confessed to child sexual assault but was deported because prosecutors missed the deadline to indict him.
When prosecutors fail to indict within 90 days, it is a way for individuals to be turned over to immigration and deported and escape responsibility for crimes they may have committed.
And we told you about calls from state officials, including Senator Sarah Eckhart, to address the issue.
That is a problem of practice in the district attorney's office, and that is of grave public safety concern.
The KVUE Defenders continue to monitor the situation through a monthly review of court data. Now, the results of efforts to address the issue. In mid-February, when we first began examining the missed deadlines, 26 felony defendants with 63 cases were in jail for more than 90 days without being indicted. Within 2 weeks, in early March, the number had dropped to 7 defendants with 11 cases. By the beginning of April, the number was down to 2 defendants with 1 case each. And at the beginning of May, there was only 1. And as of June 2nd, and ever since, there have been no defendants kept in jail for 90 days or longer without an indictment.
We're not showing up to court 5, 6, 7, 8 times just to be told that a case is unindicted, where everybody's pretty frustrated about it.
Attorney Rick Flores is the president of the Austin Criminal Defense Lawyers Association.
There's certainly something different. You can tell that he's responded to the criticisms that have come down about this issue.
Lawmakers considered 2 bills in the regular legislative session that would have required prosecutors to report when a jailed person was released because of a missed deadline. Although the bills did not pass, the Texas Judicial Council has imposed a new rule that took effect September 1st. It requires judges to report when they modify defendant's bond because prosecutors did not bring an indictment within 90 days. DA Jose Garza stopped accepting our interview request during our investigation and would not go on camera for this story. But we have been told repeatedly that new policies were in place to stop the missed indictment deadlines. In a statement, his office said over the past 5 years, the Travis County District Attorney's Office has worked to ensure that our criminal justice system works for everyone. We are proud of our record and grateful to have the support of our community. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Tony Plahetsky, KVUE News.
3 Chinese citizens have filed a federal lawsuit challenging a new Texas law that restricts foreign land ownership. The lawsuit targets Senate Bill 17, which took effect September 1st. It bans people from China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea from buying most types of property in Texas. The plaintiffs include a Baylor University student and 2 property investors. They say the law discriminates based on race and national origin. The law does allow some exceptions, like buying a single home to live in, but bans longer-term rentals and investment properties. Violations can lead to property seizure and criminal charges. Attorney General Ken Paxton's office has 21 days to file a response to the lawsuit. Last week, history professor Thomas Alter lost his job after video on social media showed him speaking during a socialism conference. Alter is now suing Texas State. KVUE's Daniel Perot spoke with him about why he's suing to be reinstated to what he calls his dream job.
This has been traumatic for my family.
Former Texas State professor Thomas Alter says his world has been turned upside down.
Like most people, we look at that paycheck to paycheck. And so having that immediately cut off it's been very disoriented.
Alter, who had taught at Texas State since 2017 and had tenure as an associate history professor, was fired last week after he made comments at a virtual socialism conference.
In my own office, at home, speaking in my own capacity as a private citizen.
During that event, while explaining how socialists can organize an effective party, he questioned if anarchist protests can achieve their goals, saying without organization, how can anyone expect to overthrow the U.S. government? Alter says he was not inciting violence and the comments were taken out of context.
I'm for building a independent working class political party that advocates for the needs of working class people. That's what I was calling for organizing.
According to Alter, Texas State administrators said they were firing him because his conduct jeopardized the health and safety of the university community and reflected inappropriate and poor judgment as a faculty member.
I was at my son's soccer practice just enjoying watching my son play soccer and his teammates, and then all of a sudden I find out I'm terminated from my job.
On Tuesday, Alter sued the university, arguing he was fired without due process in an act of politically motivated discrimination, violating his First Amendment rights. Alter says he felt he had no choice.
To not just defend myself, but defend academic freedom and democratic rights for everybody.
Alter's lawsuit argues the termination violated state and federal law, including the appropriate due process required in Texas Education Code to get rid of a tenured professor.
Those were a process that was by Texas State's own policies and state law were supposed to have happened. That did not happen at all.
Alter says he's trying to get what he says was his dream job back.
Whatever comes out of the lawsuit, that's up to the courts to decide. I can just speak personally. I like teaching and I want to get back to students and doing what I love.
And we reached out to Texas State University about Alter's lawsuit. A Texas State spokesperson told KVUE the university does not comment on active litigation. Houston Tillotson University was given an historic $150 million donation from the Moody Foundation. The gift is the largest single donation ever made to an historically black college or university in the U.S. It came during the annual fall convocation as HT celebrates its 150th anniversary. University leaders say the donation will be used on student living, academic spaces, scholarships, and endowments. Houston Tillotson, by the way, is Austin's first ever institution of higher education. It was founded in 1875. Those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Mark Mullins.